Here we see the punt kick being performed by an elite player. Note the position of the head, hands and feet. Now let's look at each of the key teaching points for the punt kick. Hold the ball firmly with both hands. Head down, eyes on the ball. Release the ball into the hand at the kicking side and extend the opposite arm away from the body to aid balance. Step forward with the non-kicking foot. Extend the wrist and drop the ball onto the kicking foot. Kick the ball with the instep, that is, the laced part of the boot. Keep the toes pointed. Follow through in the direction of the target. This is a basic drill to practice the punt kick technique. Divide the group into pairs, one football per pair. Mark out a channel for each pair, who face each other approximately 10 metres apart. Each player in turn punt kicks the ball to their partner. To kick with the right leg, take the first step with the left leg, and vice versa. It may be necessary to group children on the basis of ability. To increase the difficulty of the drill, increase the distance the players are required to kick the ball. This is a basic drill to practice the punt kick, which requires the player to pass the ball before moving. Mark out a triangle using cones, with approximately 8 metres between each cone. Divide the players into groups of 4. 2 players begin at one cone, the first with the ball. Each player in turn punt kicks the ball to the next player in rotation, before following their pass to the next cone. Challenge the players to change the direction of the drill and use their other foot to pass the ball. This is an intermediate drill to practice the punt kick, designed to improve the player's ability to punt kick with accuracy. Divide the players into groups of 4, one ball per group. Mark out a channel approximately 10 to 15 metres long and 2 metres wide for each group. 2 players line up at each end of the channel. Each player, in turn, must move forward and punt kick the ball to the next player at the far end of the channel. After kicking the ball, the player moves out of the channel and follows on to line up at the far end. Allow the players to move as far along the channel as necessary to kick the ball accurately. Gradually, challenge them to kick from a greater distance as their accuracy improves. Players should practice using both right and left legs. This is an intermediate drill to practice the punt kick, which requires the players to move and turn before performing the technique. Place 6 markers as shown to make 2 overlapping triangles. 4 players play each triangle, 2 at one cone, the first with the ball, and 1 at each of the other cones. To begin, the player in possession kick passes the ball to the player on the second marker to their right. That player moves forward to receive the ball, before turning to pass the ball to the player on the second marker to their right, and so on. Each player follows their pass to take position at the far marker. Vary the drill by requiring the players to play the ball low to bounce, or at chest height, or high to catch overhead. Encourage the receiving player to move forward into the ball as it approaches. This is a fun game to develop the punt kick technique. Mark out a circle using cones. Divide the players into uneven teams. Position the team with the greater number of players outside the circle, the other inside the circle. The players inside the circle must attempt to keep the circle clear by punt kicking each ball from the circle. The outside players must retrieve the balls and place them back in the circle. Switch the roles of the players after a set time. This is a target game to develop the punt kick technique. Mark out a grid 25 metres by 25 metres. Place a number of cones across the middle of the grid. Divide the group into teams of 3 to 5 players. Give 1 or 2 footballs to each team. The player in possession attempts to strike one of the cones in the middle of the grid using the punt kick. For each successful strike, award 1 point. Extra points may be awarded for knocking a cone over or for a clean catch if the ball is struck too far. Alternatively, points may be awarded for kicking the ball through gaps in the cones. Lifting the head too early is a common error when learning the punt kick. This can lead to miskicking the ball and sending the ball in the wrong direction. To correct this error, encourage the player to continue to keep the head down, focusing on the point of impact until the follow-through is complete. Dropping the ball from the opposite hand to the kicking foot is another common error when performing the punt kick. This can lead to the player kicking the ball with the inside of the foot and misdirecting the pass or shot. To correct this error, ensure the player drops the ball from the hand at the kicking side and extends the opposite arm away from the body to aid balance. Not keeping the toes pointed and not following through in the direction of the target is a common error when performing the punt kick. To correct this error, keep the toes pointed throughout the kick, following through in the direction of the target.